All right, about to say now. Come on, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. So as I was saying, the whole water bottle thing, I talk about that, how they were, dark NLP, that, whenever I would come home from work, they would leave a water bottle, in very different places, right? So for example, you see the street light right there on top there? They will leave water bottles on top there, right? It would be full, right? So every time I would not go out, and I go to work, come home, go see the kids, they'll leave water bottles all over the place. But whenever I went out somewhere, like I go out, and I come back, they will leave. Look, New York Police Department. Look at them. Look at the New York Police Department. Oh, you turning your lights off? Well, don't turn it off, because I'm recording you. All right? And look, again, look. See the number 32 in the license plate? See that? There you go. Whew. Tell you. Anyhow, and then, like I said, in front of my apartment building, they would leave water bottles on the steps, and it would be throughout the year, right? Not just summertime, but winter time, all throughout the year, right? And what made me associate the water bottle, right, is that what they put in my mind, like water is life, okay? So every time, for example, if I walk in and see a water bottle, the phrase "water is life" will pop into my mind, would say that phrase. Then on top of that, right, whenever they would leave a empty water bottle, right, they would use the police sirens, right? Again, co-opting my co-opting my conscious mind. And if an empty water bottle they left lying around, they'll put me through a steering campaign, followed immediately by the New York Police Department using their sirens. Okay, this is what they would do. Like I talked about, for example, whenever I'm in the apartment, particularly power apartment, getting ready to leave, or when she's on her way home. Even today, whenever she called me, right before she called me, the New York Police Department used their sirens. Okay, this is what they would do. Okay. Look, why he blew his horn? He didn't need to, because the guy come out of there with a red jacket on. I think he went back in. Let me see if I can show you guys. So immediately as he came out from across the street, there he goes right there, wearing a red jacket in the store. All right? Not New York, the car blew his horn. All right, immediately. Okay, so again, remember, they work with precision timing, all right? And then, so just explaining to you guys exactly what it is that they do, right? This is coordinated. This is not something that, at times, it's like silent sound being used. There'd be microwave. But again, understand that when they use color coordination, particularly in the manner that just happened, right? It is planned. It is something that they planned, all right? And being able, at first it's gonna be very difficult to identify that, right? You're gonna think everybody's being, we're all being hit with radio wave and microwave frequency. But as a TI, they'll target you in specific ways, okay? And then you have to decide, after years and years, over 2 decades, you kind of get a better understanding of how and when they use microwave radio wave frequency, and as opposed to when they engaging in psychological operations, right? So there you go. There you go. As opposed to when they using psychological operations, meaning that boots on the ground type of synchronized timing, synchronized movements, right? And so again, this is something that they constantly do. It's constant. Right. So anyway, back to what I was saying with the New York Police Department. So every time I walk past the front door, the apartment door, they will use the sirens. Okay. And then when they have me on the remote monitoring, I'm saying in my mind, it's almost time for me to go. They'll start using the sirens. So it's a combination, right? It's a combination. So whether I'm thinking it or whether I'm saying it, doesn't matter. They'll still use their sirens. Okay, because again, that is who they are. This is the type of terrorism, right, and human rights violation, right, privacy violation that they engage in. And they can always, again, always use the mental illness card and to say, oh well, he's crazy. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Right? Well, if I'm crazy, who made me crazy? Okay, right? I mean, like I said, black people in America, we're all a little bit crazy. Some more so than others. Right? But again, who's the one that's doing this? Who's the one that's doing this? Right? And when you look at coercive persuasion program, look at the definition of it, right? Look at the tactics, the methods, and the outcomes of those who are victimized by the state, by organizations, by government agencies or what have you, by churches who engage in, these sort of coercive persuasion program, thought reform program, or psychological operation, right? You see the tactics that they use, okay? But it's not just only the psychological operation, but also the covert operation, right? Covert operation, talk about covert drugging, honey traps, trying to set you up, these things, right? You know what I'm saying? Doing things in the shadows so that, again, you're not realizing that the outcome, that whatever it is that you choose is going to be the outcome that they've created, right? And as a TI, particularly when they experiment on you, it's going to be negative outcomes because they need something to try to keep you at bay from coming forward, right? They got to put you in a catch-22. So to keep you from coming forward, from exposing what it is that they're doing, they have to entrap you, right? And again, this is nothing new. This is the CIA. This is the FBI. You know what I'm saying? This is, the KGB. Okay, this is the KKK. This is what they have done and what they continue to do. I'm not talking about the KGB because, I'm talking about not KGB, but the Stasis, right, in East Germany. With the Stasi, with the Zoom program. You know what I'm saying? So whenever they try to make me believe that, this is in my mind, listen, I already know the reality. There's nothing you can do to get me to say, oh, this is in my mind. And, have I been psychologically damaged? Hell yeah. Yes, without a doubt. Okay? Without a doubt. Right? But psychologically damaged how? Is it some hereditary thing? No. Right? This is done by external factors, using technology, using psychology, using people, human beings, using drugs, you know what I'm saying? Using all kinds of things to cause you trauma. Right? This is what they do. And to manipulate your mind. You know what I'm saying? And so what I do, for example, like I said, my daughter's getting older, so they've been using her a lot too, right? And again, it's their narrative, their false narrative, right? So today, I was telling my son and my daughter, Ethan and Alyssa, that, Ethan is 15 years old. I said, listen, you should not be walking around the apartment with just a tank top or a t-shirt on your underwear. You have shorts, right? But they see their mother do it. So they do it. My daughter today, normally she's good at wearing shorts, but today, she's like walking around in her underwear and her bralette. And I said, go and put on some pants. Right? And then because I'm telling my kids these things to correct them, they're sending me subliminal message about, oh, well, you down, right? You down. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like you're not high, you down, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This is what they do to a lot of people, but they don't realize what's going on. Their subconscious is telling them things to make them not want to do certain things. Like for example, like Pam, cleaning what? Let me tell you, it's like this woman is, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And the fact is that we could have clean her apartment, but she decided that, she's going to do what she's going to do because she doesn't want to clean it. She wanted me to clean by myself. And I said, no, I'm not doing it. And I'm very serious about that. I offered to you to help clean your apartment, right? And you find every other excuses. You didn't take time to say, hey, let me clean the apartment. For 4 days, you were off from work, right? Did she decide to clean? No. Didn't clean one thing. Oh, I'm sick. Always, when it comes to cleaning, oh, I'm sick. I'm not feeling too well. You know what I'm saying? It's always the, oh, I'm sick. Well, if you're that sick, and I keep telling you, stop doing some of the things that you're doing. Okay? Because you're not getting younger, you're getting older. But, the mindset. It's the mindset. The mindset is ridiculous. The way how these women are conditioned is ridiculous. I was watching the Crimson Kill today. She was like, Kendra was like, somebody have to do a study on why black women behave the way that they behave. Because she's like, it's serious. And I'm like, well, I've posted articles on cognitive warfare. I've posted articles on psychological conditioning and brainwashing. I've posted all these articles on her channel, right? But you think they're going to listen? No. You know what I'm saying? Because for whatever reason, they're being conditioned not to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? When you know the truth and you're speaking a fact, I speak facts, okay? Not my opinion, except for when it comes to my targeting and what I, understand is happening to me. I'm not going to say believe what I know is happening to me, right? Just by the tactics and methods, just by the technology being used. And I show you guys, okay? I show you guys. I take screenshots all the time. Particularly, although interesting, whenever the police start to engage in a heavy dose of harassment and stalking, the New York Predator Department, harassment and stalking, all of a sudden all day I'm getting calls that say suspected spam, right? You know what I'm saying? So they use the police and then call my phone, say my phone would say suspected spam, right? So what is the word when they use the police? What is the word that's there? When my phone caller ID shows me, it says suspected spam. The number is there, but it says suspected spam, right? So the word suspect. You understand? So that's again, and it never fails. They do it all the time. Well, if I'm a suspect, approach me. Go get your warrant. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing that shit for years now. And what do you think that does to a person's mind? Right? There are times that, I may want to leave early, but my subconscious is affected by this stuff because of the sirens all day. So so instead of me making a rush decision, right? I'm not gonna let what they do affect me. You know what I'm saying? And not in terms of, when I say affect me, I mean in terms of like my thinking and my decision making, right? Is not to just get up and leave because they constantly hit me with the sirens. They're gonna do that regardless, okay? So I have to change how I react to a lot of things, right? And, like today, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, listen, I know it's a constant thing, You can never get used to it, but you get used to it, if you understand what I mean. Meaning that there's nothing you can do, they're not going to stop it, okay? So you just have to, try and lessen the negative effect of what it is that they do to you, okay? Because there are times when I get nervous as hell. And, I just have to calm myself down and like, listen, it's okay. I said to myself, it's okay. What they do to you will affect your nerve. It will affect your emotion. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay? But initially, like I said, I use my defense mechanism. So initially, it may affect me in a negative way, but then I start, saying certain things to myself, you know what I'm saying? And they hate it, right? That's that, okay. Right, that's number 32 right there. Right, so when the word, like the certain words be, I just bought Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It was on sale on Epic for like $17, right? So I ended up paying, $18 for it, something like that. Very, very good game. I have the first one. Actually, I don't have the first one. I have the first one. I think I got it on Epic, the Epic Game Store for free. right? And today they had Ghost Runner 2 for free. A 2 days ago, yesterday they had Control, right? And so I have a lot of games, okay, from Epic, right? So I don't really buy games like a lot of people do. Like I said, having a PC, you know, it has its benefits because again, you have you can get free games, or you can get games very, very cheap. Okay. I remember I bought Metro Exodus for like $5. Okay, $5, and that's a good game. That's a very good game. I played through it. I played through it on Xbox and had Xbox Live, but I had to get rid of Xbox Live because I was barely using it. I'm like, why? Because you get the games for free at Epic, the Epic store, right? It may take a year or two, or what have you, but you know, they got very good games on Epic. You know, so like for Ethan, you know, a lot of games, you know, we barely buy games. I think the last game he bought, I think I bought it for him, was Elden Ring, because he wanted to play it. Right? And I think I bought him Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Oh, no, I'm sorry, the original Spider-Man, I think, right? That came out on PC, right? But, you know, like whenever, like in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the little robot that he used, it's called BD, right? It's called BD. And so, you know, whenever the character is speaking, he says BD, they'll start blowing their horn. So I say battle, so I'm like battle droid, right? Or I say, I say battle droid, buddy droid. No, is it DB? DB. So is it? No, BD. So I say battle droid or buddy droid. You know what I'm saying? Because again, whenever he calls out his robot name, his droid name, you know, they will use the call horn. So I'm like, okay, when I notice those things, then I notice they use a silent sound to put something in my mind, right? They're projecting a phrase or whatever words that they might want to put in my mind. You know, so initially, you know, I may say whatever it is that they put in my mind, not out loud, but I change it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need, like I said, I figured out how to do a lot of things, so that way, you know, I'm not too, you know, but I'm constantly saying it. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So whenever the character says his droid's name, I'm constantly saying, you know, which you know, under normal circumstances you wouldn't do. You know, like C3PO, right? We know what C3PO is, right? That's the name of the droid. Now, what they would do, right, is that try to put create words with the letter C, and then the letter P and the letter O. Okay, that's what you just hear the sirens. They're trying to create words, the letter C, the letter P, and the letter O. They hear very, very low. They get very subtle. Like I said, that's what they'll do. At times, I'll show you guys how they engage in a very extreme sort of noise campaign and targeting, and then they'll go back to being very, very subtle. They use a lot of adults, and after expose them, then they'll go back to using children, teenagers, young children, what have you. This is what they do, right? I gotta upload the video when I took my daughter to the actually when I went to get her from the boys and girls, you know, using kids, right? And what they do again is to measure your emotions, right? They do this to test your emotions. So, you know, people bumping into you to see if you get angry, what have you, see, you know, that sort of thing. This is what they do. But like I said, you know, I'll bump their ass back and knock them down, okay? New York Predator Department, okay? And but when they use kids and women, they know that I'm not going to do that. So that's why they do that, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why they use kids and women, right? Not kids, children and women. That's, you know, teenagers, I should say, right? This is what they do. And the New York Predator Department, that's who they are. They're predatorial. You know, like I said, the system was developed to and created to destroy black people, particularly black men and black boys, and that is the United States lawless system, I should say. Right? I mean, you look at what happened to Khalif Brower, right? 2 years, he's in prison, no charge, for stealing somebody's book bag. But he didn't steal the person's book bag. The book bag that he had was his book bag. It had his things in it. But they kept him for 2 years. They brutalized him. Right? And then when he came out, what did he do? Deleted himself. Because the trauma. There's no question in my mind that Khalif Brower was a targeted individual. Okay? Just for the very fact of the things that they do. How they would traumatize these young people, particularly also TIs. Because when my targeting began, I was young. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm talking about over 20 years ago. My brother in his mid-20s. Me in my, it was probably maybe 2 or 3 years after him that I didn't know, because again, it'll take them a good 2 to 3 years to engage in the covert operation against you, right? This is what they do. And in the meantime, you're thinking, you're not even thinking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's cognitive warfare. The warfare is being waged on you, and you have no idea, no clue that it is. Okay? So yeah. I see you. 2 gray cars. Oh, it's a black car. Oh, that's it. Okay, look right there. Yep, but that's what they do. Anyway, let me check the bus schedule, because this bus is taking a very long time to come. All right.